That definitely activated it. Hasan Piker has recently been accused of shocking his dog Kaya, one of the most beloved animals on this fucking planet. Probably has its own Instagram page, I have no idea. I am now standing in solidarity with animal rights everywhere by attaching a shock collar to my own neck as I now explore these allegations and the legitimacy, what is proven, what is not proven, what is suspect, and what is bullshit. I am the moral authority on all things animal rights, animal abuse, animal... I'm an animal. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. With that being said, as the man who is known for eating dog food, eating bugs, when I went to the pet store, she asked me, the woman there asked me, what animal do you own? I wasn't expecting a skill check like that. So this was my response. I was like, do you guys have any bug food? And this was what, yeah, we have it just over here. What animal do you own? An iguana. And she was like, oh, that's cool. And then just brought me to the thing, and I just didn't follow up, and I probably sounded super suspicious. I was actually about to eat one of these, but I think, unironically, I've had this specific supply for so long that it's starting to deteriorate within it. So like it's turning into mulch, and I feel like it might actually be unhealthy and potentially dangerous for me to eat that supply. I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. I'm saving it for after stream. Now, to get into the Hasan allegations. There are many places that we can start, but of course we should probably start with the fucking clip, which I am now going to play for you through Philip DeFranco, the most objective name in media. He does have a slight Hasan sympathy, I think, but let's just see.
Let's talk about this Hasan Piker controversy and backlash. Because while Hasan, who's a political commentator, often pops up into the news over a political take, this time he was trending everywhere over this clip.
But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay?
Yeah, so Hasan was kind of popping off. It seemed like he was on a bit of a tirade right here, and it seems like the dog goes to step off of the platform there, and, well, we're going to see. You get it. You've already seen this shit. If you click this fucking video, you know what's going to happen, but let's watch it. Wait. Okay, I have to press it twice. I think I figured it out. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That one wasn't too bad.
It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
So the claim from Hasan is that when he reached over, okay, the big part of the allegations is that he reaches over and he presses the shock collar button or whatever. His claim is that he was reaching for a can of Zins, okay? So do you hear does it sound like a tin can of Zins was what he is actually holding?
Oh, but just stop. America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
So that little sound effect, was that a Zin tin?
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
It's that sudden yelp after Hasan seems to reach off camera. It's led many to claim that he was using a shock.
Okay. The green blip is an indication of a shock collar. Well, that's true. That is true. Okay. There is a green blip when you have a shock collar. Oh, dude, I just realized it's shocking me. It's on a low setting, it must be. Okay.
Shock collar against his dog. Or with many also now demanding that Twitch ban him. And then to back up these claims, you've had people pointing to things such as...
Okay, yeah, we had fucking geniuses like XQC figuring it out. That's good.
Coming in on the collar and saying it's not a normal one. With other big streamers in the space like XQC looking at old footage that apparently showed the collar blinking. Others have also gone further back to find old clips of Hasan admitting that he owns a shock collar. So this also, as you had many noting in the clip, he says...
My old roommate wanted to use a shock collar.
Yeah, because he had, not for this same dog, he had a different dog. And apparently they bought a shock collar. He claims he didn't use it.
For Fish and his dogs. For Fish and his dogs barking. I couldn't do it. I have it still. I bought it. They are incredibly effective.
But then also, in addition to that, some of the clips that people found, they're not necessarily about a shock collar per se, but instead how tight the collar is.
And now it's mainstream. I love her. I think her collar's too tight.
Yeah, well, it's here we can.
Yeah, it's basically led to people microanalyzing the way he's been treating the dog through multiple stream clips. There's a lot of circumstantial potential evidence. There's things we'll get into, okay? But yeah, a lot of it initially was just like speculation.
You have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get one. I think you're choking her.
She's like, it's 'cause she has a lot of neck meat.
Also, another angle here is you had people critical of Hasan saying that they felt like the dog Kaya was being used as a prop and essentially forced to stay in frame. But then there you also had plenty of people scrubbing through the video saying you can see large amounts of time where she's just not there at all. Right, in all of this, it's playing out while you have a lot of people going after Hasan, you also have a group of people defending it. Right, and for this group, the general consensus is that maybe Kaya caught her dew claw on the bed and that's what caused her to yelp. Or with people showing the clip in slow motion. And you also saw people having takes like she clips her paw, it's very obvious, saying you are willfully dumber than a dog if you choose to believe this and care more.
Right. There are a lot of people defending it. Asmongold and fucking XQC and Destiny and all the guys who hate Hasan already are choosing more or less to believe this shit. And let's try and cut through the noise though. Here is Hasan's accounting of events to Philly D, okay? Because we're going to compare Hasan's statements on this.
And reaction. Right, and so with that, he called this one of the most insane brigades he's ever seen. Then adding, I rewatched the video and I totally get why people are angry. I should have instantly gone over to check on her. I was in full panic mode over the internet going out and the stream crashing, and I take total accountability for that. With Hasan then also talking about the allegations around the collar, as well as the allegations that he shocked the dog. Regarding the collar, he said, I have a bunch of different collars for her, including a vibrating collar for communicating with her over long distance when she's at the park.
Right, so this is, it seems like the primary frame that Hasan has adopted, which is the only electronic e-collar thing I have is a vibration collar, which I use, just to like convey commands effectively.
Etc., saying she was professionally trained to be off leash. That collar can't actually shock her. Adding, I didn't press anything, I didn't have any remote or anything with me. And then regarding his dog yelping, he said, I don't know what happened, but I assume it was her clipping her dew nail on the corner while following the place command, but I get why it looks horrible to a person who's seeing this interaction for the first time. And then regarding people saying,
I can't tell if this shit is just shocking me right now. Maybe the electrodes are just traveling to my brain right now. Maybe I just need to like accept my fate.
There in the background, or maybe even the dog is forced to be there. He said Kaya is an incredibly well-trained dog and super well taken care of. She gets 2 hours of activity in the morning at the park and then another hour-long walk in the afternoon with my mom. With Hasan then adding, her place command is there so she doesn't lay on the hard ground and hurt her joints as a big dog, but she is free to do whatever. And saying people have been sequencing minor infractions to make up their own insane narratives about this. And adding, anyone that knows me or has been around me can vouch for how I spend every waking moment with my dog and how much I love her and take care of her. But ultimately, that's where we are right now.
All right, thank you, Phil. And so if we look up, there actually is one other person's account who I would like to kind of play for you before we get into kind of the juice pits. There's a little bit more meat on the bone here than I initially expected. But yeah, this is Tom Davis dog training, okay? So this is like seemingly a guy who is a professional dog trainer, right? Who has experience with that, has 1 million fucking subscribers as a dog YouTuber. Let's see what he has to say.
The internet is absolutely fuming right now from a Twitch stream that went on from a creator named Hasan Piker for allegedly abusing his dog live while on his stream. Now, of course, I thought who better to look at this situation, clear the air, and explain to you guys exactly what's going on. I'm a professional
boy.
What's about to happen to me?
Hasan is dubious.
I thought you were going to ask me to fucking shock myself. Thank you. Thank you. Who just sent that? Who just sent that? Who are you? Kind donator? Hasan's mom? Hasan's mom? Damn. Well, thank you, Hasan's mom. You would be an authority on the matter, so I appreciate it. I can't even tell if it's shocking me. This guy's genuinely cooked. He's going numb. Check his comments under the video. Bro, I swear this thing's shocking me. Pets shouldn't be exploited in this way. I actually think there's like an electric current going through this thing. That thing really is lighting up. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck. I'm not losing my mind. I just realized what's going on. Oh, fuck. I've literally just been taking straight electrodes to my dome, unironically, literally straight into my bloodstream. I forgot. Okay, wow. Lore breakdown real quick. I've used this before, okay? I've used this before in my reveal, the reveal of my video to Sneeko, okay? This thing has an anti-bark feature. It literally has an anti-bark feature. So if it detects that you're speaking too much or too loud, it will just start shocking you. And so I think that I'm correct, that it was just shocking me at a low voltage that entire time. Holy fuck. Oh, shit. I need to praise my lucky cat, okay? I touch my little fella's head, and I'm good to go. How do I ground myself? I touch wood, right? Oh, God. I literally feel like a headache has formed or something. I might have just fucking totally fucked myself. I've used this before on my younger brothers when they didn't agree to be alternate versions of me. What are you talking about, Hyperion? Shut the fuck up. I've used this before on my old dog. I'm kidding, bro. I am a dog. That's 1 point against using a shock collar. Okay, your dog can't even fucking speak to you without a potential malfunction. Like, imagine if I were a dog and I were trying to communicate with you that this fucking thing is shocking me without legitimate reason. Me trying to communicate that to you, would result in me getting shocked more. So I would just start yelling and not know what to do until I just fall silent, and I just stay silent. And the owner would think it's fine.
Dog trainer. I work with behavioral cases, and I've been doing this now for over a decade. So I figured, let's see if Hasan Piker did the right thing. And
I'm like short of breath now, bro. It's crazy.
maybe he should be held accountable, or maybe the internet is wrong about this. Let's go into this. I'm going to react to this right now. My team sent me this. I know nothing about this guy. I know nothing about his dog. All I know a lot about is dog training, dog behavior. Let's get into it. His dog's behind him on a cot. She's like a chow mix. He can see her getting off here. He's annoyed.
Oh, but just stop.
Okay. Corrected her. She yelped. She went right back into a down. He's upset, obviously.
Oh, dude, I actually was shocking myself. Holy shit. Don't do this at home.
He's being a baby. She's being a baby, I think, he or she. So
you're making her stress.
Stress is sure.
So incredibly spoiled from and she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented.
Okay, I agree with everything he's saying. We're gonna get into all of this. This is very interesting, especially for people who don't know anything about dogs, who don't know anything about dog training, and if this guy's on the line of losing his career or being banned from Twitch, this is very, very serious. So from a dog training standpoint, and I'll give you guys context as well. I used to be an animal control officer, and so I used to literally go to court for the state of New York to determine whether or not dogs have been abused, they've been neglected, they've been abandoned. So I am a very good person to look at this and actually identify what is actual abuse and what is not. And of course, my experience with dogs, I'll go into what's happening. And so dog gets off the cot. Obviously, he's frustrated because the dog gets off the cot. Now, from what he said at the end of the video, that the dog gets off the cot, goes out and chews on stuff. Again, we have to look at this, right? Okay. Yes, the yelp. No.
Yeah, so there's an official response from Hasan. Long story short, this guy kind of, he kind of sides with Hasan. He kind of says it's a bit hysteric, the reaction. There is an addendum, though, which is interesting. So this guy kind of flip-flopped. It's a bit weird. He said this is him commenting and pinning his own comment after the video was released. I did my initial reaction, a genuine live reaction. When I was editing the video, I can see that it looks like he places his thumb over the contact points. So too high of a level for her, not the end of the world. The way he handled it, to me, just seems off. Anyone else? So it's like this indecisive, basically, conclusion, which is kind of weird. But we can now defer to Hasan's reaction. Okay. Fuck. Oh, I see. Moist Critical talked about this too. Cute. Oh, interesting. Hasan responded again, I guess. Okay, let's see. Someone lied to you.
But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
Okay.
Jesus.
Here's his
Kaya will
here's his account of what happened.
be free. Yes, I will be addressing that as well. Don't worry. Why are people mad about you, Kaya? What were you doing? There's a clip out there that in the aftermath of me getting my internet getting pooped. I come back live and I'm very frustrated. And while I'm fucking tweaking around, I give Kaya the place command as I usually do. And there's literally a fucking emote for it in the chat for place, which is one of the things that she knows because she's like professionally trained. And I think while she was like getting up and down from the bed, I don't know exactly what happened, but
Dude, I can still feel the effects of that fucking shot. I'm being a bit of a baby, but holy shit. It's not pain, it's just like strangeness in my, like where the prongs were. I'm going to be vindicated when we finally agree Hasan loves the puppy. Yeah, I mean, I believe he loves his dog. You can be abusive and love someone at the same time. That's just true. But yeah, I don't doubt that he loves the dog.
I suspect that she tweaked her do nail, like the upper nail that's like.
So yeah, so his kind of narrative, so this is the thing, right? This is the divide. There are people who claim he reached onto his desk to grab the shock collar and then shocked her, okay? Hasan's version of events is simply, I didn't reach over to grab anything except for a fucking Zin. So Hasan's saying he did no input and that yip was not with his input at all. And so that is two very different circumstances, right? Now, there are some people who also say he did go to like press a button on her collar, but it's a vibration collar. So it could be that the vibration just kind of, made her, like surprised her, right? Like it kind of caught her off guard. That, if true, would still mean that Hasan's lying here because his frame is simply, I didn't do anything, don't know what she did, but it's probably like she clipped her fucking nail.
Her dew claw on the side of the bed. People speculated that I was actually shocking her. It is basically a perfect shitstorm because obviously I have a lot of haters. Obviously, a lot of people love dogs, myself included.
Dude, the muscle in my neck is totally tweaked. Holy shit.
The clip looks fucking horrible. And people were like speculating because I was like moving around and they're like, oh, he was like hitting a button on his desk. The most insane part about it is that a lot of people were just like automatically under the assumption that I've been like abusing my dog, that I love more than most human beings. Dogs hurt themselves sometimes. It literally looks like she got caught and it hurt. You literally gave her belly rubs right after. I know. It did get heavily blasted into orbit and a lot of people are like losing their minds over it. It's okay. It is what it is. Maya did not corroborate yet, so that must be true that you're the worst. I know. As an animal conservationist, she's been secretly actually participating in the abuse of, once again, one of the most beloved dogs on the planet. Here's March in the chat. Funny part is Kai legit lives a better life than most people I know. Lamau, I know. It is pretty fucking nutty that is like an angle of
okay, here.
On his dead.
So it all really comes down at this point to the collar, okay? Because if you don't accept the frame that Hasan didn't do anything, if you think he definitely pressed something, did something, then the question is, did he shock her or did he vibrate the collar? And his claim is, I didn't do either of those things, but I do own a vibration collar. So let's see.
Or something like that. I have multiple collars. I'm going to address the collar thing in a second as well. I have multiple collars for Kaya, and I put an air tag on them. I put an air tag on all of her collars to make sure that, I know where she's at. And one of the collars that people are pointing to from previous days or from like months ago is the collar that is a vibration collar. A collar that I use specifically to communicate.
He saw the best minds of my generation electrode themselves on string.
I saw the best minds of my generation electrocute themselves on stream. And you know what the worst part is, Leah? It was not intentional. It was not intentional. The best minds of your generation shocked themselves on stream without even noticing and without even knowing. You were there. We'll be selling t-shirts for that soon.
With Kaya when she's free roaming at the park or when she is, off leash running around. When you leave your dog to free roam, to go out on the trail or whatever, there are going to
My toes are tingling, bro. I think I'm losing it. I think I might be dying.
be instances where you can yell for her to come back to do recall, but because she's so far away that she can't hear you. That's where the vibration collar comes in. It vibrates. It doesn't actually have any sort of like shocking component. And there are multiple different versions of this. There are the no bark collars that I believe both vibrate and also emit like...
So no bark collars. That's what I have. Okay. So what you just witnessed, me literally tacitly electrocuting myself, not realizing so, is because I was activating the no bark feature because they were perceiving my speech as barking. So he's claiming he doesn't have a no bark collar, which is this.
multiple...
And by the way, the only reason I own this is literally to use on myself. I've used this on myself before. I don't have a dog. Just for your awareness.
Different versions of this. Vibrates. It doesn't actually have any sort of like shocking component. And there are multiple different versions of this. There are the no bark collars that I believe both vibrate and also emit like a large sound. There are shock collars as well. They all look very similar to one another. But the vibration collar is what they were pointing to be like, oh my God, he has a collar that he's using to abuse her and shocking her. This is by far your stupidest controversy yet. I know, but it's a lot of people understandably love dogs. I do think it's kind of crazy that one of the 1,000 times you yelled place on stream, the yelping only happened once. I know. It's such a common thing that I do that there's an emote for it. Dude, none of these guys crying about it train their dogs. They know nothing. Yeah. Shock collars are not bad for dogs if used correctly. Any dog trainer will have you put the shock collar on your arm and feel it. Yes, I have. I have done that. If you've ever used a Thames machine, it feels like ant.
Okay, let's be expressly clear here. Okay. These shock collars can fucking hurt. All right. I would know firsthand. Luckily, kind of luckily, because it was so low that I can barely tell if the difference. But usually when I have used this, I have been at like, maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I've never tried a 10 out of 10 on my neck, okay? Because the real test doesn't come from putting it on your fucking arm or whatever. I mean, that's a form of a test, but it comes from fucking having it attached to your neck, all right? It can fucking hurt. It can definitely elucidate a reaction. I'll show you, in fact, later on, my own personal reaction to the anti-bark feature being activated at a higher level. And it fucking... Like, the word is not necessarily hurt, but it's like it causes a reaction, and it is definitely a negative feeling.
Ants. That's what the sensation feels like. But it doesn't even matter because, like, I don't have that anyway. I think you should wear the collar and bark for chat would make everybody happy. I think the worst aspect of it was that I was frustrated because the internet had cut out, and I didn't immediately, like, rush to her. I went to her afterwards to see if she was all right. But she was, of course. And that's it. And I do take accountability for that. I should have immediately went over when I saw her yelping, and that's it.
Yeah, that's like the secondary thing is like people basically saying, you heard your dog yelp and you didn't run over. You called her a baby. You mocked her, whatever. The reaction you could consider a little bit suspect, a little bit, cause for concern, whatever. It's not that bad in isolation. It just isn't. It really just isn't. And it almost gives a bit of credence. Oh, it depends. It depends. You were here for Goka's Jordan B. Peterson benzo moment. He will never be the same. Be aware when he starts tweeting, it'll be a little nutty. I can only breathe from my mouth for the rest of the time. Okay, now, let's see the detractors' opinions, okay? Let's see what kind of sleuths have gotten to the fucking bottom of this boy. Okay, Frogan took a break from eating, hard to believe, walked to walk Hasan's dog, and she posted a photo of his dog with blood on her neck where the collar would be. Guys, you can't make this up. I hope I'm wrong, and it's not blood, by the way, but the optics of this is so bad. Okay. Okay. This is the tweet. I am here to cancel Kaya because when I walked her, she almost knocked me over. So this is the thing, right? If Hasan did motion to shock the dog, because that really is the just origin point of a lot of this. If Hasan did go to shock the dog while the dog was literally visible on stream, the collar would have lit up, right? So there would be a light up kind of cue that could register on the camera. It seems like... just purely on a PR angle, it seems like that's something he would just fucking never do. Shock his fucking dog on camera. If it's vibration, then he is a liar, right? But... let's see. Okay. So this is a guy saying, here's definitive proof Hasan really did reach for his Zin pack, not a button to shock Kaya. It makes the same closing sound as it did in the next clip where we see the Zin pack beforehand, as he has done countless times on stream before. So let's hear. I mean, definitive proof, I don't know if I'd say that much, but okay, 1 point toward it being a fucking Zin tin. What's this? Here's the video of him showing the fucking collar.
Are you happy?
So, yes, people are doing microanalysis, claiming basically that this model that he has, okay, because you can look at mine, right? Claiming that the model he has also has these two prongs, which is where the shock comes from, but that he might have taped them over just to like hide or obscure the fact that they are shock collar. That it is a shock collar, sorry. So here's them microanalyzing it. Air gap between air gap where the tape passes over divots on the device, tape line. We got the schizotheorist out for this one, boys. 10% speed, forward and backward. All right. So the claim is basically that Hasan taped over this part, but it's still a shock collar, okay? What's this?
And instead of doing what I think most people, like not even just streamers, just normal people would do, of like showing, no, look, it's not a shock collar, obviously I didn't shock my dog, he instead just brushes it off saying, nope, it's not a shock collar, you're stupid for thinking that it is. And that's the attitude that his community had as well, like, oh, you must have psychosis if you think it's a shock collar, which I think is a little odd because it's the easiest thing in the world to prove, right? You have all these people saying this shit, it's not true. Well, it takes like actually 3 seconds just to unclip that collar and just show.
Moist Critical, notoriously a dog lover. So let's see.
Like, hey guys, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here. This is not a shock collar. Look, here's what it is, and then explain it. Like, I feel like even a non-streamer, like a complete normie, average Joe Schmo, if you went to their house and saw that happen, or like, hey, did you just shock that dog? They'd be like, oh my god, no, this is clearly a misunderstanding. No, that's not what happened. Like, I feel like most people would be very quick to show you and prove that it's not a shock collar because it's so quick and so easy to do. And the fact that he doesn't is odd. Like, it is very peculiar. Why wouldn't you in the moment? Like, that's such a natural thing to do, especially for what's easily a slam dunk. Like, you have all these people attacking you, you could easily just come out and fucking slam jam thank you ma'am on them by just being like, nope, it's not a shock collar, look.
Okay, so he did that but the next day, right? He did that but the next day, so I understand what he's saying, but it's also, I do think that at a certain point, Hasan probably didn't think it would become such a big fucking thing. Or he just, yeah, whatever. I agree, though. That's probably what I would do as well, I guess. I don't know. I don't fucking own a dog, but let's see. Okay, so XQC, yeah, whatever. Who cares? So then people started pulling out old clips of Hasan talking about dogs. So here we go.
50,000 people are locked behind fucking bars for being born in a different country. So excuse me for not giving a fuck about some fucking Twitch streamer like eating her fucking cat.
Right, so this is him, I guess, defending Alinity. She had a controversy where she kind of threw her cat behind her head or something like that.
Like, Ricky Gervais is tweeting about this shit. Are you fucking joking? Like, where is the priority for human beings?
Okay, I guess so. The frame is basically Hasan is a dog or an animal abuser, or he's sympathetic to animal abuse. Okay. Destiny weighing in. Am I even following this guy? No. X's algorithm's weird, but anyway. All the pedophilia in the world doesn't change the fact that Hasan is a dog abuser. Shake my head. Crazy. Okay, so here's another guy who is claiming, I guess, a counter narrative here. He definitely seems to hate Hasan. I don't know the context of who the fuck this is, but let's let him hear.
Hey everyone, so I bought off Amazon today the exact same shock collar everyone says that Hasan shocked his dog with bought. So let's see. I cut off. Bad boy.
What's up?
Hey bestie, here's an excess of money. Can you shock yourself repeatedly, bestie?
That moment when your haters start donating. When you give them an opening to just fucking melt your brain. Ah! Thank you for the $20, Koopa. Oh, repeatedly? Fuck. How is this even allowed on YouTube? Nico's unbanned, okay? Shut the fuck up. Ah! Ah! I clipped my fucking skin! Ah! 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 Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Ah. Okay, bro, I accidentally just clipped my skin. I don't know if you can see it. You see how red that is? You see that shit? I actually just fully clipped it. Full clip, bro. Oh. Just another day at the office. Fuck, man. I can't clip this stupid fucking collar, man. Bro just called me a baby, bro. The fuck? Look at that. I fucking... Look. I did that. Do you see that? That's gonna bruise, bro. That's serious business. That's flesh. Okay? Now it's gonna look like I got a hickey, but I just got a dog collar latched onto my neck by accident. I got a fat fucking neck? Yeah, you got a fat fucking face. I'm sorry, that was rude. I stand in solidarity with Kaya. Ah! Ah! Okay, one more. Oh, that's not too bad. That could be worse. That could be worse. Get one more. Yeah, alright, I'm done.
Bought off Amazon today the exact same shock collar everyone says that Hasan shocked his dog with. Bought. So let's see. I cut off the prongs that came with it with my Dremel, put electrical tape over it because it looks like he did electrical tape over it. And I don't know, it's pretty sus, man. Hold it up. Trying to hold.
So I don't know, but if you cut off the prongs, right, like these things, does that mean that you can't shock? Or is that just a way for them to like hide the shock? I don't fully understand, because obviously these stand out so that the muscle in my neck is like penetrated, you know what I mean?
Hold it exactly how he did. All right, you might have to mirror it because I think his is mirrored or some shit. I got a little baby hand, so if my hand doesn't exactly fit his profile, you'll have to ignore it. Ignore the birds too, they're a little clingy. But it looks exactly the same, bro. Look at that. And then from like the right angle, like in the shadow, no reflection, you could totally say it's all one piece and there's no electrical tape. And you take off the tape. Matches up. Exact same. Like, there's the prong. There's the other prong. There's the charger port.
Would the electrical tape not drastically diminish the shock, though?
Or I think on the older one, which
I have no idea.
The one he has, or maybe it's just because it's worn. This screw right here, either the paint wore off, so it became silver, or it was just exact same thing. Dude fucking shocked his dog just to have her stay in the same place for 4 hours on stream as a money prop. Hasan, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Damn, that's tough. Judge and jury have finished their statement. Here's Mizkiv's take.
And I know how I act. I'm not gonna lie to you. Body language, in my opinion, is the best way to find or look at any type of situation. And Hasan's body language is all wrong. You could look at his, first of all,
That's the why America.
You could see with his body language, he looks at the dog, then he's scared, he looks at the chat, he puts his arm in the air like he kind of knows he did something wrong. It gives off the idea that Hasan kind of, like he looks to the left. It looks more like Hasan does know.
Yeah, I think you can infer some kind of... You can infer some things from his reaction, but you can't really say much definitively. Like, why does he instinctively call her a baby? Does he know what pain was just inflicted? Like, these are legitimate questions. It's just that, yeah, I mean, in the way of fucking proof, I guess it's tough to say. I've had dogs my whole life. Never did any of them ever yelp out in pain and not have me stop what I was doing and inspect what was wrong. We can debate the collar all day. It is 100% low-key psycho shit to see your dog cry out in pain and actively ignore it. Okay? Hasan gives his perspective on pet ownership.
You have an animal that you are taking care of. You have a literal fucking slave. And not just like a slave, but you have a literal fucking slave that you shackle, okay, every fucking day, pull from their neck and take him wherever the fuck you want to take him to. And on top of that, you fucking neuter your slave. So your slave can't have more slaves. And you have the slave for just personal consumption, just like making yourself feel better.
I mean, sounds like, if anything, he's kind of probably taking that rant in the direction of like supporting animal rights or something, but okay, whatever. Him having an e-collar on the dog was never the evidence that proved he was brutally and painfully shocked his dog, as it has been depicted in multiple memes and comics. It's not being an e-collar could have easily disproven that whole narrative. And when people were speculating on the model based on blurry images of green LEDs blinking, I abstained from concluding it was a shock collar, because there was no clear picture of the device and the specific model was unknown. There are multiple clips from the past where Hasan takes issue with the using of shock collars or bark collars that use shocks. And if you look at his past VODs, the dog is napping in the bed and absent for hours. So the overall detractor narrative either had no conclusive evidence for it, or it was just obviously wrong. The dog has been on show for years. Why was this the moment people cared about it? However, Hasan went with the plan of showing the collar and seemingly lying that it only has a vibrate function. Right. So it does seem like people have looked into the models that they think are the same, and that the model does have a shock feature. It also has a vibrate feature, but apparently it also has a shock feature. Let's see. You can see the remote in his hand, and the red stimulation button is right there. That's the shock function. There's supposed to be a serial number visible on the back of the receiver, but it's covered up. It's possible he owned that collar but never used the shock function. It's possible he did, but had it set to an appropriate level where it doesn't feel like a painful execution instead of a haptic feedback tap. It doesn't matter anymore what other evidence exists, because he lied about it not being an e-collar or shock collar. So I don't know what e-collar means, because it sounded like I imagine a vibrating collar is an e-collar, right? So yeah. Hasan is now calling Collargate a coordinated far-right pro-Israel slander campaign. That's funny. She has no idea she's been the most famous dog on the internet for the past 2 days because of a coordinated far-right pro-Israel slander campaign. Right. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I don't think the dog's living in fear or pain, but whatever. You can still do something bad. I want to see more of Nick Andres' takes, because I saw that he was going pretty deep into fucking researching this. Let's see. Is this the way? Okay. Took my time to look at what model it was. The shape of the receiver's housing, and remote all match up. The blue screen and the red button are there too. If he shows it again closer, and there's no tape, no prongs that have been cut off with pliers, and it truly is just a weird vibrate-only model, that's the only way he's going to turn it around. Crying about Nazi harassment campaigns only appeals to the people who are already on his side, or on his side no matter what. Calling XQC's fans Nazis isn't the winning move. Thank you, Nick Andros, for the breakdown. So yeah, I do want to see what this evidence here is. So he has, it seems like, okay, so this is what he showed off on stream. The claim is that something is like, yeah, okay, the claim basically, so you see it has this prongs, and the claim is that the prongs are like removed or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I understand. It seems like people found the model. He has the button. Yeah, I see that. So you can see here. Let's just open it in a new fucking tab, okay? All right. Yeah, so you can see basically this is the canine handler. He has a nice fancy one because he's a rich man. Canine handler, and this is him handling it. And you can see the red button right here. It does seem to somewhat correspond. And basically, Nicandro seems to be saying, this model does have a shocking feature. You would need to show us, if there is tape, like you would need to show us way more detail about this to be able to tell if there is a shocking feature or isn't. If you want to give maximum fucking good faith, you could say maybe he just doesn't even know because there's no real utility to the shock feature, but look at this shit. There's an S here, you know what I mean? There's an S here, so I imagine he would be aware there's a button that's for shocking. So yeah. I don't know. He could have debunked it on the day of, before this meme could have done any real damage, or thoroughly the day of. the day after, and a vibration caller will never explain why he said she clipped herself on the bed to cause the yelp. Vibration caller causing the yelp is more believable. Well, okay, the one explanation for him claiming that the claw got clipped is simply that he didn't do anything. Because if he didn't do anything, then it would make sense that he would just infer the dog did something to cause the yelp. I continue to believe that the dog hit its leg against the frame of the bed. Its body is going forward, but the bed frame is in the way of the leg, which was still planted on the ground. The momentum of its entire body got pressed against its shin in a small area of the square frame. It was surprised and hurt by it, and it yelped. Hasan reaching for something at the same time is just unfortunate timing. Even if it was a shock collar, the dog wouldn't react like that to it. Why would it react by lifting up that leg if it didn't feel pain in it? Yeah, I kind of agree with this assessment, but, you know, time will tell. It is interesting, though. It is... I do have this relatively hard time believing Hasan would shock the dog on stream. And the Zintin explanation does make sense. It's still possible, though. It seems like it's still possible, but let's just see this up close.
Kaya, please just fucking go. Stop.
Interesting.
Stop. Go. Stop.
Let's see.
Go. Stop. Fucking go. Stop.
It could also be this foot shit. I mean, I feel like a fucking conspiracy theorist now. It could be that the foot got caught here somehow, like the toenail thing or whatever. I really just don't know. I don't know. This is a kind of stupid drama. I get it. You want to make sure your influencer isn't abusing their dog. It's hilarious. You're the only one defending him. Like it's like not even Hasan is going this deep. Didn't know you before the Mudhar video. That was a good takedown, but man, it really makes me question your credibility when you're doing mental gymnastics to excuse this behavior. I wonder what the response is to that, because I feel like he's just kind of doing critical analysis, which is actually lacking in commentary circles. So what are you talking about? He's forming opinion based on new information, which is good. Yeah, the takes are still trash. Did you actually read his posts? Yes, not very good. Do you not know how to read? Okay. If the caller is a shock caller, then Hasan lied. So I kind of do agree with Nick Andros. I think that I align most with Nick Andros, to be honest, on this one.
Hey, thank you for the gifted sub to Catboy Collector.
The channel.
I really want to speak to this person. If they want to come on the voice or whatever, that's fine. But at least the DM, so like, listen, like, look, it isn't not like, look.
What's going? I don't give a fuck, man. I didn't. What is this? Giving a cockroach nepo baby the benefit of the doubt was your first mistake. I didn't consider that he could have taped over the fucking prongs. My only mistake was believing his explanation that it was a vibrate only. Right? Because I think Nick Andros initially believed Hasan's take, basically. He basically has to show the back of the collar with the tape taken off. If he refuses to do this or outright ignores cries for him to do it, I would just apply Occam's razor and assume it was a shock collar the whole time. If it was an e-collar, he should have said he doesn't use the electricity function and point out how he thinks it's inhumane, and there's an established record of him speaking out against them. If I was him, I'd get a security camera installed in a corner to show my desk so that if this happens again, he can show he didn't reach for the remote. That's crazy world, but fair enough. Okay. All right. The long and short of it is, we can't really yet know definitively, but a lot of people have totally run with the conclusive answer that he did abuse his dog and is abusing his dog and is a dog abuser. I have not seen definitive proof of this. There's some circumstantial. I do imagine that the dog lives well. I do not. I do think there probably would be more proof of overt, explicit abuse given the amount of time the dog spent on camera. But yes, the reaction, as Hasan agreed, was not good. He seemed to not really give a fuck. And yeah, it's possible that he lied about the fact that the collar does have a shocking feature. He just might not use it. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. There's still the question of why he would need his dog to stay in the same spot all the time. Maybe he doesn't want it knocking stuff over. Yeah, this is countered, though. People are saying, it seems accurately so, the dog's not always just lying there. It just isn't always there. The argument that I have heard, I think, from Hasan was that if the dog's lying in the bed and then it gets up and walks around the set, that it'll fucking lie down on the wood, and that will hurt its joints because it's like a big dog or whatever. That kind of sounds like bullshit to me, but I'm not a fucking, I'm not a vet tech. I'm not a veterinarian. I don't know anything. I don't know at all. All I know is that I have been shocked by this dog collar right here, and it definitely hurts. It is a negative feeling for damn sure. I'll say that much. And the anti-bark feature is arguably fucking cruel. I would definitely say it's cruel, but yeah. I don't know, Occam's razor would say it's more likely he just has a non-shock collar than taking a power tool to cut the prongs off of a shock collar. I kind of agree, Berserker. That, or again, somebody else gave him the collar. It's possible, right? Because in Hasan's frame, I understand, because he probably does pay pretty pennies for dog experts, whatever. Like, I do think this dog is super fucking pampered, okay, in a relative sense, for sure, dude. Like, I mean, I think that for sure. But yeah. That's enough. I'm sick of talking about fucking Hasan's dog, okay? Save me from the nothing I've become. He could buy her a bigger daybed or whatever, at least. Yeah, I mean, dude, if that's where the conversation's going, like buying a bigger fucking daybed for your luxury dog or whatever. We're not speaking in the realm of abuse at that point.